with you? What's up with you? What's up with you? It is your boy West Coast. Hey man, we are here with Cowboys Uncut, brought to you by your boy West Coast, HTM Sports, and Henny the More. Somebody's mic sound cheap. Who is that?
Is it
Go ahead.
not you?
Say something.
Some.
Say something. All right, we good. All right, so yo, shoot, what the hell?
That channels ain't live for some reason.
It said, is y'all live or what?
I'm live.
I'm live too. Let me make sure.
It's live now.
I'm live too.
Somebody out here set tripping, man. I feel like an Eagles fan.
Somebody's mic is not good.
What about now?
Go ahead. Say something, Henny.
Some.
All right, we good. I think we good. So, all right, let's go. So, what's up with you, Joshua Stanton? All right, so yo, what's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast. We live in the building. How's everybody doing? It is your boy West Coast, brought to you by man, I'm all over the place. Let me start over. Fuck Jerry Jones. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we live in the building, man. How's everybody doing, man? It is your boy West Coast. We are live for Cowboys Uncut, and we do have the three amigos of Cowboy content here in the building. You know what I'm saying? Arriba he's in your. But yo, hey, listen to me and listen to me. Don't cancel us because I love my Hispanics. I love them. I love y'all, man. Y'all some hardworking folks. You feel me? Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody out there though. You feel me? Shout out to all y'all. But yo, it is your boy West Coast. I got HTM Sports in the building, and I got Landlord from Alabama in the building, man. And together we are the three amigos, the Drunken Cowboys. Appreciate you, man. Let's get it, man. So yo, you guys already know whenever we go live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit the share button. So I need everybody right now to hit that share button. Well, hey, while they're hitting that share button, Landlord, let them know who's over there helping you pay them bills over there. And good morning to you.
Oh yeah. Shout out to everybody rocking with me, man. Shout out to Lloyd King over there on the trap with me, Fish 82. And Michael Lockhart. That's all I see right now. You know, it's people in the building, but they being shy today. You know, Eric Wallace. Shout out to you.
Indeed. And man, you know we over here getting drunk in the liquor store, man. It's your boy Henny the Mo. And hey man, real quick, if you slap the shit about an Eagles fan, man, you will receive half off of all the items inside the liquor store. And right now, patroning the liquor store, I got Michael Lockhart in here, part of the Wrench Gang. So over it, I see you as well. Salute to you. Jameson Taylor, Brian Kite, I see y'all too. So I appreciate y'all for showing love to the channel.
Absolutely. Hey, and shout out. Hey, you guys already know too. Whenever West Coast goes live, you guys got to hit that star button too. You guys also got to hit that star and that super chat button, which is over there on YouTube, man. So make sure you guys hit those buttons, man. Hey, it's June 5th, 2023, man. We are officially in the suck. We are about halfway. We're at the beginning of the suck. Well, technically, yeah, we're about the beginning of the suck because it's June. We still got to about July. We still got to West Coast's mama's birthday till about July 26th. Y'all know that's a national holiday.
Indeed.
So around that national holiday, you know, the Cowboys, they love Mama West Coast so much. They usually start training camp right after a birthday as a celebration of life. I just love Jerry for that. It's a lot of stuff I don't like Jerry for. I rock with you on that, Jerry, because that's just cold how you do my mama like that. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, until then, we got you guys covered, man. Until the Cowboys put them pads on, we got OTAs next week. But yo, until they put them real pads on, we actually start seeing some stuff that we can actually talk about. You know what I'm saying? You know that barbecue spot down the street where they give you more sauce than they give you meat? You need to bring yourself over here to West Coast, over here at HTM and Landlord. We're gonna get you taken care of. You feel me? With that hot and heavy Cowboy content. Hey, let's go ahead and lather this content on like some barbecue sauce, and let's jump right into it, man. Hey, man, we got a show a couple days ago. About 2 days to be exact. It was supposed to talk about the tight ends being ass. Now I listened to me. They caught me off. I only had about 2 hours of sleep this morning. So I say the tight ends was being ass, but they wasn't being ass. They was acting like an ass. You know what I'm saying? And Dak had to get on their ass and chew their ass out and get them back in line. But guess what? That's what a quarterback's supposed to do. But I want to know, fellas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all just brought this new gal home. And I ain't gonna lie, the hood talking about her, man. I think she might know some of these brothers up in here. Listen, The hood is talking about these tight ends, man.
He belong to the street.
And
Mm.
I'm just saying, man. The hood is talking about these tight ends, man. I want to know, man. Your early thoughts on these tight ends. One got a boot on, and the other one's running the wrong routes, and the other one's catching the ball, but he's giving it to the other team. What do y'all think about the Dallas Cowboys tight ends as of now? What you listen to me? Let me phrase this. We are only talking about what we've heard. You want to know why? Because that's the only thing we've heard.
Exactly.
So we can't go off of what Ferguson's gonna be when he puts on that jersey and he's feeling like Jason Witten. We'll talk about that we'll talk about that in goddamn August. We can't talk about that right now. You know what I'm saying? We can only talk about what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Lord, you can go first, bro.
Go up.
I was just about to say it's obvious that Schoonmaker didn't want to have this type of start. You know what I'm saying? With him,
Of course.
I mean, I would have loved to see him actually doing something, but he's in the walking boot. I heard it's just inflammation, but
Inflammation. That boy said information.
I said inflammation. You know I'm sick. You just hit the L, sir.
Hating ass West Coast. How dare you correct the country boy?
You know, I
I should have knew the L was silent. My bad, landlord. I won't do that to you. Go ahead.
It might be a little delayed because I'm country, but
it's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere, you know.
Landlord, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna turn you up as loud as possible. Can you turn yourself up a little louder?
No.
Tell y'all this what happened. Landlord was, you know how I be, man. He ain't really sick. He was just drinking too late. You know.
I might be a little too nefarious over here for equipment. I don't know, but I'll probably try to speak a little louder. But yeah, man, I think we really wanted to see Schoonmaker to come off with a better start. Of course, him being injured is not the way to go. You know, hopefully it is some temporary, but you know, we heard the Cowboys lie to us in different situations like this. So I'm always concerned. My antennas is always up. You know what I'm saying? In this type of situation.
Same.
But Peyton Hendershot, I seen that live. You know, I went to that too. And
you paid money to see him do that.
Yeah, he handoff live on. He did basically a handoff to the defensive player.
That man threw a lateral.
Bro, Dak Prescott put the ball there perfect. Hendershot just fought the ball until it was in the defender's hands. I don't ever want to see that ever again. And to hear him doing that at practice is kind of alarming. He needs to go spend some quality time and romance that Jules machine. That's what he needs.
I definitely do agree with everything you just said, Lord. Because look, you remember, you know, like I am not like a medical major. You know, I know these medical terms because I watch football and you guys have all these exotic injuries. You know, I didn't know what plantar fascia was until Amari Cooper was on our team. You know, and to hear that somebody else has it, and I know, yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, so like, and to hear that somebody else has it, and I love Coop, but we all know how that plantar fascia hindered him because he'll come in, he'll make some plays, he had to come out for a little bit, get back out there, fight through it. We might have to miss a game here to make sure the foot swelling is down. Like it was hard on him, and the fact that that boy was not a route runner or really a playmaker in college, no, he had to learn really how to do that at the NFL level, and he's not able to really be out there and do that and develop right now. You know, gives me great pause. I already said coming into the league that Jake Ferguson was probably going to win the job flat out anyway, because you know he already had an off season working with Dak Prescott. He been in the Dak yard. You know what I'm saying? He invited to the cookout. Like he good. You know, he been with Dak Prescott, building rapport, running routes, and he had more production in college. So I felt like he was going to win the job anyway. So the fact that he's out there limited, can't even get on the field, that scares me. With Jake Ferguson, I'm gonna give him some grace. You know, like we know it's growing pains in playing tight end, because remember the Dalton Schultz that we all know and love, he didn't have any production till year 3. It was the 3rd year of his of him being a tight end when he actually went out there and exploded. So he's already you know, this is earlier in his development than he was. I know there's gonna be some miscommunications. I know that he gonna have to learn and grow into the role. So who I'm really concerned with is, like you said, Peyton Hendershot. Like Dak Prescott already had the most interceptions on throws on non turnover worthy plays last year. I don't need that trend to continue.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm concerned because I was concerned with Ferguson before he even got the job. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think that Ferguson nor Hendershot was qualified for the job when they got the job. Now, listen to me. I have lied on resumes and I have gotten jobs that I was not qualified for. And guess what? I was a pretty damn good manager. You know what I'm saying?
Are you
But
telling me?
but at some point, they're gonna require you to actually do the job. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't sit up here and be like, oh yeah, I'm confident because do I think Ferguson was going to win the job? I think Ferguson was going to win the job, but I also think he was going to win the job because he's the best out of those three, not because he's a good starting tight end in NFL, or nor do I care about what Jason Kelsey said about him. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. Smith can say that such and such is the best, is going to be a great blogger. Don't mean he's doing good content. You know what I'm saying? Just means they rock with him. Also remember James Washington was who? James Washington was a guy that was highly touted and recruited by one Dez Bryant. We all thought he was going to do his thing, and what happened? He did what Law did. James Washington. That's the only thing you remember James Washington from is Law Nation saying his name over and over. You know what I'm saying?
His fame was James Washington.
Exactly. That was the only thing. The most famous thing James Washington is known for is Law Nation. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this doesn't help me feel any better about my tight end position, especially since I know for a fact that, listen, the Cowboys are actually going to play an NFL game in 96 days. In 96 days, everybody put that in the comment box. 96 days. You have an NFL game that matters in 96 days. Bruh, if someone told you, listen to me, you just murdered someone and they giving you 96 days, you're like, damn, I'm going to do that time on my head. You know what I'm saying? Your lady saying I'm gonna be gone for da-da-da-da-da-da. We ain't doing that, but I'm putting you on straight for now. You be like, okay, I might be able to make that. What I'm trying to say is 96 days is not a long ways away at all. And listen to me, the only difference that we're gonna see is there's gonna get pads put on. Now, the cool thing about the pads is when the pads come on, the level of difficulty also goes up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, right now is the time where you should be seeing guys excel. I don't want to see you dropping balls in the red zone and there's no freaking pads on, bro. What the hell is wrong with you, bro?
No pads, no crowd, no pressure.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this right here. You a tight end who consistently puts the ball in the other hands of the team. I can't throw you the ball, bro. The only reason buying is because every time a tight end catches the ball, you're going to have to get contact. You're going to be going, bro, how often do tight ends get the ball wide open? Never.
You better believe Dak going to be thinking about that handoff.
Bro, you believe Dak is going to be thinking about not passing the ball to his ass. Hell, you mean? Like, Dak is not crazy, bro. Dak will throw the ball to you and he'll listen to me. He didn't even throw the ball to Turpin. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't. One thing I love about Dak is a real Dallas Cowboy player. Like I was gonna say another word, but I didn't want to. Dak is a real Dallas Cowboy player. You know what I'm saying? And being a real Dallas Cowboy player, man, Dak don't give a damn if the play supposed to go to you. If he don't trust you to get that ball, man, he's not throwing the ball to you, bro.
Facts.
He told Dez he'd get the ball when he was open. I thought Dez was always open. Hell.
That's why I said
he wasn't Dak open apparently.
Exactly, he wasn't open enough.
That's why I was saying that he gonna love Brandon Cooks because I feel like Cooks gonna be open a lot of the times. That man can run the full route tree. He got the speed that's gonna demand the respect. So I'm telling you, Brandon Cooks gonna come in and slide in and be one of the best additions to this offense we done seen in a while. I feel like.
And look, the only thing we can hope for, with the news about the tight ends, just hope that they're not as a big part of the offense as they previously were. Because remember when Mike McCarthy went out there and won a Super Bowl as a play caller, it was 4 wide. It was a 4 wide receiver sets. So it just depends on how much they value the tight end in the passing game. So if they're just going to use their tight ends to block and maybe leak out on the flat here and there and not be a focal point in the offense, you might be able to survive. But like if we're gonna involve them as much as we involve Dalton Schultz, it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue. That's the case. So far, like I said, it's early, But at the same time, like we can only go off what we done seen. And right now, we ain't said nothing good about a tight end yet. We told you one of them guys is in a boot. We told you one of them getting cussed out by the quarterback, and we told you the other one turning touchdowns to interceptions. None of that sound good. So
Yeah, and it doesn't sound good simply because the Cowboys were over the last 2 years, your starting tight end has been responsible between 71 to 75 first downs a season. If you divide 76, somebody do 70, let's do 70, let's do 70. He's getting about 70 first downs a year. Divide that by 17. That's almost like 3 to 4 first downs a game. Where's that production going to come from? You know what I'm saying? And it's like this, like at the tight end position, the tight end position is one of those positions where it's not about hoping someone can do what they can do. Like, I would rather have a non-athletic tight end who can just do their flat-out job than having a super athletic tight end who can't do the basic necessities of a tight end. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If you have a tight end that can't do basic tight end things, you don't have a tight end. You have a big wide receiver. Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. Atlanta don't really have a tight end. They have Kyle Pitts, who's a wide receiver. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that sucks is there's going to be times where you need him to do actual tight end things. And I'm going to tell you this right here. At some point, unless both your tight ends, you can only do a 2 tight end system if both the tight ends are good. Because think about this. If only one is good at this and another one's doing a good at this, you're basically going to be teleporting your offense every time your tight end comes on the field. If I'm a defense, I'm just going to key in on what tight ends on the field to almost determine what you're going to do. If Jake Ferguson can't run block, but he's on the field, the chances of us running the ball, I would think, are slimmer than us passing the ball. You know what I'm saying? That was the luxury we had with Dalton Schultz. To be honest with you, that was even the luxury you had with Jason Witten. You didn't have to switch guys out. What are your thoughts, guys?
Yeah, so and I like what you said about Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is a tight end just about as much as Michael Parsons is a linebacker. Because he lines. Listen, because he's a
great example.
Yeah,
great example.
Yeah, because he lines up like 80% at wide receiver. Like, you look at inline, it's like he got like 4 or 5 times more snaps at wide receiver than he does at tight end. It's pretty much the Mike Parsons dilemma. Like, yes, you were drafted as this, but you're so good at this other stuff, we're gonna play you there. So
I'm sure Atlanta wants to pay him like a tight end.
Yeah, they definitely want to pay him as a tight end, and just to throw this out there, they're playing a tight end at wide receiver where they could have just got Jamar Chase.
Facts. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, listen, my boy Tuck will vouch for this too, and I got on his head. I kept telling him when they was drafting Kyle Pitts, I kept saying, if Atlanta wants a weapon, buy a weapon. Period. Jamar Chase. If you want a weapon, get a weapon. You guys just lost Julio Jones. You replace Julio Jones with a tight end. If you want a weapon, go get a weapon.
Yeah, true that. So yeah, but I definitely.
Jason Witten used to get the ball in wide open. No, I don't know about that. I don't know. Jason Witten contact. Remember that play he got where he got the helmet knocked off his head?
Yeah, I think they just talking. I don't think they talk about like the actual like route run. I think they talk about when he do like the chip and releases. Of course you'll be open then. Yeah. So like the chips and releases, yeah, you're gonna be wide open on those. But you can't do that all the time. They ain't gonna give you the auto gimmicks.
Hey, but Darren, hey, OG, I'm gonna tell you why those chip and release work though.
You got to steal the block it.
Thank you, because when you're chipping and you're chip and release, what are you selling? What is the tight end selling?
That they run blocking.
Anybody want to put in the comments? He didn't always get a damn answer, bro. But
I mean, like we just have to move along because time is of the essence. They can catch up on all the little tidbits on the rewatch. So y'all definitely got to go back. We be dropping gems. Y'all just got to go back and rewatch this shit sometimes, man, for real.
Hey, but speaking of which, make sure you guys hit that star button. Make sure you guys hit that like button over on YouTube. Hey, make sure you guys share the content over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Share the content on Facebook too. Go ahead.
But yeah, man. So I definitely do. No, I was just gonna say I definitely do agree because if your tight ends can't block, then like they're wide receivers. If they can't get out there block, even if they're not the best blockers in the world, they still have to win sometimes. If they are a liability to your scheme, you telegraph what you're really gonna do with them. Just like I know for a fact, right? If CeeDee Lamb's in the backfield, I know something crazy is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Either he finna get the ball or they finna run some kind of crazy ass route out the backfield and target him. Like So like something is off. So if I know this guy can only come in and do this thing, then like I know for sure what the hell I'm running out there. I don't care what they trying to sell me. I know he can't block. So he's out there to either run a route, or be a decoy. So I know that this is not coming. So you can cater your defense when this particular guy is on the field. So I do agree with everything you said. So with that said, they got to make sure that, man, these guys got to get it done. Like we already let Dalton Schultz leave. I know not everybody was really high on him, but he gave you top 5 production at the tight end spot, and he did develop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say what you want, but he was a better blocker now than he was when he first came into the league. I'm not saying he was a great blocker, but he did develop. So well, Landlo, what do you think though, bro?
I was just saying, I did used to subscribe to the slight frame tight end being the new thing because I'm a wide receiver. I felt like, hey, that'll be a good way to go for tight ends, but it just don't work. It's a good idea, but it just don't work in practice. That's the part that a lot of people don't understand. Like you said, if a tight end is not blocking, then he's not really a tight end. You know what I'm saying? You need an inline blocker as well. You just can't run routes. If you just running routes, you're a receiver at that point. So if that's the case, why would you take a lesser receiver instead of just getting a real receiver? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. But one of the biggest things about being a real tight end is blocking and, of course, having the size. Because I don't care if you just big, like you tall. If you can't, like, box people out and keep people at bay from your positioning, then you won't be dominant as a tight end. It's if you notice one thing about all the tight ends that's just gangster, like Tony Gonzalez and Gronk, them, they had a nice size on them. So it don't matter how close the defender is on them. They can always keep them on their back and still have open position. You know what I'm saying? They can box them out as well. So if you just a slight frame tight end, it won't work in this day and age because these defenders are just as athletic as you. They just as long as you. And it's nothing that you can do to like just overpower their skill set at that point. You will have to have the size along with it.
It's like what they say. It's the difference between being a father and a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing with the tight ends. There's many tight ends in the NFL, but if you guys think start thinking. Think about this. On average, there's 34. There's 64 starting tight ends in the NFL. Why do we only know about 6? You know what I mean? You want to know why? Because tight end is one of the harder positions in all of football, and it's one of the harder positions in all of football because if it was, everybody would have a good one.
Facts.
Everybody would have a good one. But when you think about the fact that there are technically 64, why? Because almost every team has a 2 tight end system. You have to have one. You got to have one on the left, and you got to have one on the right. Even in San Francisco, where you have these big tight ends like Kittle and stuff like that, they still have another dominant tight end. Why? Because you got to run 12 personnel. That requires 2. There's an actual formation in football that requires 2 tight ends. So you have to have them. Now, I'm going to tell you this. One thing, if you notice about all these great tight ends, right, that we consider are great tight ends, they all do the basic necessities of a tight end above average. You know what I'm saying? Like Kettle is an above average pass blocker, run blocker. He's above average. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You know who reaps the benefit of that? Christian McCaffrey. If you want to have big runs, you got to have tight ends who can block downfield. You want to know why? Because wide receivers are going to get a freaking penalty every time. Every time. Wide receivers don't know how to. I don't give a damn how much you practice. I don't give a damn how much you watch videos. A wide receiver blocking down the field is getting a penalty every time. It just looks weird. It just looks weird. It looks like you should not be holding him, bro. Like, what are you doing? Let him go.
We got a better things to do. We trying to catch passes and stuff.
But you get what I mean? Like wide receiver, like I tell my wide receivers, bro, just keep running. And if he don't run with you, you got to trip him. You know what I mean? But think about that. Like that's where, like, if you go look at the big plays, like I'm gonna tell you this right now. Go look at Dez, man. Dez used to hang his hat on being what? A phenomenal run blocker. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to see those big runs from Tony Pollard, you want to see those big runs and things, it's going to take that. Why? Because someone has to hit that guy at the second level. You got to think, if someone's going to run a 30-yard run, that means he's going to run past D tackles. Well, who's going to hit the D tackles? The guards, the pulling guards and the tackles. Okay, linebackers. Well, okay, next level, you got the linebackers. Okay, who's gonna hit that linebacker? Well, if you got a tackle that's worth a damn, your tackle should get there. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: there is no plays that has people blocking at the third level. That they're not doing that.
You gotta make a miss.
Yeah, no NFL rushing attack is that good. Where they're like, yo, your job is to hit the safety. So you just
what? That's exactly what he gonna say. What you mean, my child?
So you getting 15 yards for sure?
Like, dog, he 30 yards away.
30 yards away.
After the second level, you on your own.
After the second level, I'm trying not to hit. No, I'm not trying to get a penalty. Bro, listen to me. Once as a wide receiver, as an offensive player, when I see a running back get to the second level, I'm doing this.
Let them go.
Because I'm not going to be the reason they come back.
That'd be the most important part of it at that point. Like not getting a penalty, not letting it making the play come back.
Yeah, because bro, listen, landlord, we already know if your hands are not this way on, if your hands look like this way on a jersey, you're holding.
Especially wide receivers. They don't give us no. They don't give us no grace. We gotta be like the most fundamental blocking that you ever seen.
Even though we rarely block, wide receivers block the least at practice, the least. You're gonna have one day in training camp. That's it.
The refs know that too, so they like, yeah, we got you every time we block.
I mean, you can always throw a penalty on a wide receiver. The wide receiver don't even know if he did. He'd be like, I don't know. Did you do it? You know what, man? I ain't even gonna lie. I could.
It's a possibility, man. I don't know.
There's a possibility I might have. You know what I'm saying? There's a possibility I might have. But that's,
like we give y'all grace on the offensive pass interference, so hey, y'all gonna get it on these blocking. Okay.
Fact. But you know what they always call? Holding, number 19. What? What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'd be looking at the wide receiver. The coach be like, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody show me.
real quick. Just show me.
Yeah. But hey, my boy, Roxy said a lot of our big runs were on Martin and Steele's side. Hey, that's a good point. You know, that's also a good point. But I'm going to tell you, in order to have a good running attack, you're going to have wide receivers who are willfully boxers, guys who can get down the field, who want to execute and do their job. Now, we were talking about the tight end. The reason why your tight ends got to be even better blockers is because, man, I'm going to tell you this right here. Tight ends are blocking on there's going to be plays where your tight end is going to possibly be the lead blocker, bro, outside of the offensive line. So it's like if you're not able to do those things, bro, you don't fit the description of a tight end. Now, I want to ask you guys a different question, man. Listen, and I ain't trying to put no bad juju on anything. Well, listen, I do like to have backup plans. You know what I'm saying? Now, get me wrong. Plan B is to make sure plan A work. Now, that's always the initial plan. But come halfway during the season, we're gonna be start looking at some stuff. I want to know, man, how long are you guys willing to allow this growth? Or I mean, how long are you guys willing? Because I'm gonna tell you this right here, man. You know, them tight ends don't play well. And you know who's gonna get the direct reflection of it? Your quarterback, bro. Your quarterback, I feel, as far as people viewing him having a good season, is gonna depend on how good these tight ends are, bro. Because Dak throws to the tight end.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine in that aspect, though. I ain't gonna lie, cause like you said, I don't think Mike McCarthy's scheme gonna be that dependent upon them tight ends as much. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Brandon Cooks there. You got a whole new weapon that's gonna take a lot of those targets away. Last year, I think some of those targets was out of necessity as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need somebody to throw it to other than CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Don't show your second leading receiver.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I gotta throw it to somebody. Like, and if Noah Brown was your second receiver, he wasn't getting as open as often. So I gotta target.
Remember 2020. Remember, go look at Coops last year though. Go look at Coops last year with Dallas. I mean, we even had to think about this. Dak had a season where freaking Zeke was number 2 in receptions.
You know, Kellen Moore did Coop wrong. Like, Coop couldn't get a target. He couldn't buy a target.
That man, listen, Amari Cooper don't even talk, but he said he ain't getting the ball. Like, I didn't know what that man sounded like. Like, what? Who is this?
Yeah.
So they did him bad in that aspect. But I think, man, I think Dak got it. I think Dak got it, man. I ain't worried about him and bringing along the tight ends. Because, like I said, it's not like they're gonna play a I don't see them playing a. I don't know. I don't really see them playing a major role like that. I
This,
think they.
this my only thing is though is like if the tight end doesn't play a major role in a Dak Prescott season, that is a different season, bro. That's gonna be a different Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but it's also a different system, so we're gonna see what his philosophy is. But I was gonna say this real quick. My concern would be the running game if the tight ends don't play up to par.
But think about, and that's what we were talking about a couple minutes ago. But think about this: if that is the case, then that means, bro, listen, I think we need to accept that our offense is gonna change a lot. Yeah. I don't see how this could just be little. Like the more we listen, and I think we kind of realized that a couple months ago. But like, I think it's starting to like really set in on us. Our offense is gonna look different, bro.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look different.
No way our offense can look the same because think about this: we're talking about minimizing the tight end, where the tight end has actually been one of the most important positions on our offense, bro.
But look though, I can't lie. Now that I think about it, I don't think it's gonna be as
maker at left guard. You're crazy.
I love Danny Savage. He be up here wild.
Look, I don't think it's gonna be as major as it was in the past. I'll say that because it gotta be major because they just drafted a tight end in the second round.
So listen to me.
Look, they still valuing the position at a high level. So I think I did want to make myself clear on that. Like it was very vital last year. Like the tight end position was vital last year.
Last couple years,
to be honest with you. I think it was so vital they brought Jason Witten back.
This time around.
Well, bro, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, you can't really, unless they start playing better. You know what I'm saying? Unless the preseason comes around, they out there going crazy. Then you might be able to put a little bit more on their plate. You know what I'm saying? But right now, just based on the track record of Mike McCarthy, like people love to say, like, yeah, Mike McCarthy utilizes the tight end so much. Do you know what tight end had the most production on the Mike McCarthy team? Whether he was the play caller or not, it was Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz had the most productive season of a tight end ever for a team that Mike McCarthy coached. They talk about all these other guys, and I get it. He probably liked them. Most of those guys finished their career with under 3,000 yards receiving. Like he might have in theory had some good tight ends, but they were never healthy enough to stay out there and be productive. You know what I'm saying? So like all those guys had like 500 yards, 600 yards. I think there was like a 700-yard season in there, but they weren't really out there doing the stuff that like people think they were. It was mostly wide receivers doing the damage. It was Donald Driver. It was Jordy Nelson. It was
I'm gonna tell you a receiver. I'm gonna tell you a very, very important person that I've seen in a Mike McCarthy system is like a utility man, like Randall Cobb. You need a guy that they can literally do for anything. You know what
I forget they used to hand Randall Cobb the ball.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Randall Cobb, literally. I seen a series where Randall Cobb ran the kick return back.
Hey, check your mic. I know you trying to say something, landlord. I couldn't hear you.
It's definitely your mic. I remember.
Okay, you can't say something.
Mic check.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now.
I don't know what's going on.
You sick? What the hell? I thought we knew. We're just trying to get through this show so we can get content on the air because we have a contract that says we got to do a show for an hour in the morning.
What contract? Hold on. Wait a minute. I ain't signed nothing. What's going on?
I could have sworn that's what we were doing this morning. Because we're trying to get, on ESPN for Sunday Del Paso. So that's what we were doing. Everybody.
Yo, landlord, say something real quick. One more time.
You gotta say something. You just gotta show his face, man. Just keep smiling. We got 30 minutes. We got just keep smiling, and every 45 seconds say, "Yeah, the trap is open." Yeah, nefarious. As long as you do that, like every 3 minutes, we can finish. We literally got 13 minutes. They're not even gonna notice it.
Oh yeah, you in the trap too long. The feds got you tapped. Don't say nothing crazy the rest of the show.
Listen to me. Do the same thing y'all do when y'all.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes. Oh my God, he's back.
Okay. Why y'all like sit up here and let me do the show like this? That's crazy.
So, we say this our 7th time.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That round the car roll, that could be Turpin. that could be Turpin in his
How
offense.
you just go from one subject to the next?
No, you was just saying that. I mean, I might be about 3 subjects behind now because I couldn't hear me. I don't know.
I think that's why that's why I stopped you guys. I know you tried to. I saw your mouth move. I ain't hear shit. That's why I stopped asking.
Look, listen. I like that topic because that's when you said I'm like, listen, that Turpin, that could be Turpin, bro.
Facts.
That round the cob, that little gadget guy, them little special plays. And then another thing I say too, when we was talking about how diminished the tight end role will be, I think some of the running back passes will kind of supplement and offset that too. Because we're gonna be throwing the ball to the running backs a little more often in the West Coast. I think that'll kind of offset the usage of the tight end as well.
I mean, hey, listen to me. I'm all for all of that because both of our running backs actually have a very strong receiver background. You know what I'm saying? Both have good, getting the ball in space. Tony Pollard, obviously, I'm more concerned with his ability to run the football. Like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't want to sound nefarious or I don't want to sound like an asshole, but as of today, I don't really care if Tony Pollard can catch the pass. Because if that mother effer can't run the freaking football, bro, we are screwed. You know what I'm saying? The first thing Tony Pollard has to be able to do is he has to be able to get that. He has to be able to stand in that backfield and take that ball up to A gap or B gap on some regular running back stuff. Because if that's not able to happen, we don't have a starting running back in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And I love Deuce. I love Malik. But listen to me, bro. We have had a first-round pick, 4th overall pick for the last 6 years, bro. You are not telling me that we're replacing that with either one of those situations. But we are. We're
Zeke could be coming back.
Yeah, I heard a special little video.
You never know.
Hey, listen to me. I got mad love for Mike Fisher, but man, listen to me. Mike Fisher is kind of like kids. If you lie too many times, and I ain't saying he lie, you put down some cap. You put out too much cap sometimes. I don't know when to believe you and when not to believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Clickbaitish.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell my kids, like, always tell me the truth. Why? Because if something really happens and I want to really believe you, I can't really believe you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Take away credibility from you, man. You gotta stand on certain principles in this game, man.
Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. And if I can't feel that way about you, then you're not standing on something. Because, like, listen, if landlord make a video about such and such and such Odell Beckham just got signed today, I'm not gonna be like he lying. I'm gonna like, where you hear that from? You know
yeah.
I trust what he said. I'm gonna it ain't hit my phone yet.
Yeah. You ain't got. Then you got to think we real content creators. Like, no shot at nobody else, but we don't make those kind of videos. Y'all know we sacrifice growth and views and stuff like that. Not doing that.
How many news? Dak Prescott went to the bathroom.
Yeah, when you see me doing stuff like that, when you see West Coast doing like clickbaitish type stuff, you don't see us saying, hey, this is gonna do this and we're the great. We don't do stuff like that. So we try to give y'all the real content instead of the hogwash.
Hey, right. Landlord, it's gonna be breaking news if it happens from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
You know what I'm saying?
It's breaking news if it hit doing that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I always tell, and this is what I told my fellas too when we got in the game. I don't do breaking news. I do accurate news. If I'm doing breaking news, it's a coincidence. Why? Because I just so happen to have my phone in my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. These days, Wes, you might get the breaking news. You know what I'm saying? How tapped in you in. Hey.
Hold on now. We ain't gonna say that now. West Coast, I don't know.
Wes, you a little tapped in these days now, sir. I don't know. You might get some breaking news on that.
I'll put it to you like this. I would rather have accurate news than breaking news. 99% of the time when I see something that says breaking news, you know what I do? Before I go live, I go Google it, bro.
Gotta make sure.
I go Google it.
No, hey, real quick, Will, I want to ask you a question. Because, you were talking about Tony Pollard if he ain't able to run the ball. So let me ask you, if Tony Pollard gives you an Alvin Kamara kind of season, let's say he gives you 800 yards, 700 yards receiving, that would still be a failure? Or would that just be dependent on what the backup running backs do?
I think if you get 700 rushing yards, that is a failure, bro. You released Zeke for 870 and 12 touchdowns. No, there's no way.
Wait a minute. How much receiving yards you said he did?
I said 800 rushing, 700 receiving. So if he gives you a 1,500 yard all-purpose season, I guess it would depend on the touchdowns too, wouldn't it?
Because I'm about to say that might be impactful though, Wes. That might be impactful.
This is what I'll tell you. I personally don't believe so because I don't need the receiving yards from CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I don't need the receiving yards from Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
I don't need so
That's fair. That's fair.
anything that Tony Pollard gets in the receiving game is taking
Extra.
away from CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? It's taking if he got 800, then I'm asking so well, damn, how many did CeeDee Lamb have?
But you really can't think of it like that because in the West Coast, in the West Coast, you're going to have to do them little handoff passes, though.
But not 870 yards, bro.
I mean, Tony might take it up. Hey, you know him. He might take it to the house a couple times. You never know.
I'm listening to me. I don't need 870 yards off of wheel routes. Like how many routes, how many concepts he's running coming out? He's still going to be in the backfield coming out of going into the open play. So it's like,
wait a minute, I just thought about it. We played when that Sean Payton that did us like that. We seen it be successful now. Like we had everything else. This was maybe about a few years ago. This wasn't recent, but we played the Saints one year, and it was like they running backs the only people that did something against us. Like it was like we had everything else shut down. And they running backs got like four touchdowns that year. Like what year was that? I think the fullback got like 4 touchdowns. It was crazy. So it was like basically like the little reserve people you don't even think about what killed us that game. So it can be effective though.
I'll say this. It's not effective for me to hang. Listen to me, man. We play football in 96 days, bro. We got to stop with if it ain't if it ain't guaranteed, then I'm not doing it. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. In 2023, I am not about to say that the Dallas Cowboys with this team is about to reinvent football. There's just some stuff that just doesn't happen, man. And I think as content creators, I think we need to lean more toward what's more not necessarily factual, but more what's realistic than more toward the one-offs, because a one-off is not good enough to happen 17 games. Like it just doesn't happen. And if you think about our history, that hasn't happened for us. Like all these things that we be hoping, like if this guy just does this, then that never happens, bro. Look about this. If Michael Gallup would have done what we all thought he would have did, guess what? He would not. Brandon Cooks wouldn't be on this team.
Which is true.
All right, Wes, look, I gotta ask you this, because you always be shooting my hopes and dreams down. So I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you this. What are you optimistic about? You know, something that's
better saying that shit.
I'm gonna tell you guys why.
He said nothing. I get that vibe. That's why I had to reassure myself.
You know why? You know why? Listen to me. If it's the 29th of April and your rent is due on the 1st, your ass don't need to be optimistic. You need to be doing something about getting that rent.
Okay.
You got 3
You're
months.
optimistic on the
3
first.
months.
All right, so forget being optimistic. What are you sure about on the team then? What you mean you ain't sure about nothing on the team?
Is Dak Prescott your quarterback?
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are you guys sure of something?
Because we seen it.
Yeah,
We talk about what I asked you. You asked me to explain. I'm trying to explain. Damn it. Damn.
No. What you did is you asked me a question and never let me answer it. That's what you
Okay,
did.
well, go ahead. You said nothing. Go. I just
ask you a question. What have you seen? You have not seen Tony Pollard as your starting running back. You have not seen your starting offense. You have not seen Brandon Cooks in his offense. You have not even seen your starting tight ends. You have not seen anything.
I've seen Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. I asked you, what have you seen?
And what did I say?
You said nothing.
No, I didn't.
Everybody, nigga, 400 people said heard.
No. Excuse me. I'm gonna ask the comment. I'm gonna ask the people in the comment.
Nothing, Wes. You did.
You asked me you asked me again, and what did I say?
No,
he asked you a different question.
I asked you a separate question. I asked you a different question. What you were sure about on the team.
And what did I say?
Nothing.
No, I said Dak Prescott, bro.
No, you did not.
Y'all gotta listen. Ask the people.
Hold on. I was like rewind this.
Where's Coast? Chill out, bro. Okay.
No, I asked the people. You got when you asked me a question, I said Dak Prescott.
Is it that Cali?
We didn't hear it.
Cali over there.
I swear to Almighty God, I didn't hear you if you said that.
I want to see the comment.
Everybody in the comment, please put it. Am I tripping?
Oh Lord, don't do them like that. Comment.
When you asked me, I said Dak Prescott.
That boy said nothing. You were going off. You went off on me, man. I thought we was better than that, man. I thought we was.
When you listen to me, when Landlord asked this question, I said nothing. When Henny asked his question, okay, when you rephrased your question, I said Dak Prescott.
He asked you what you sure about. You said
Dak
nothing.
Prescott.
Well, we listen. We just gonna say we didn't hear you, so we'll just start. We'll just start right there. We'll you know us. We'll sit here and meddle you for about 20 minutes. So just continue. So Dak Prescott. So
Joe Trent, thank you, Joe.
He said he heard West Prescott saying Dak Prescott. I heard Joe got different hearing in Italy.
Okay, I'm gonna see like this.
It sounds different in Italy, though.
Both you guys landlord, ask me your question.
You already cussed me out, man. So hey, it is what it is. I'm about to fly to LAX after this, so you know.
Yeah,
I took it personal like MJ. You know what I'm saying?
So
I took it personal.
So real quick, somebody ask me the question.
I said, "What are you optimistic about, West Coast?"
Nothing. Ask me your question.
Okay, moving along.
What are you sure?
I want Henny to answer my question because when I answer my question, because I'm gonna tell you what happens. I'm gonna tell y'all what happens. There's a lot of subscribers who've never heard me talk like this, and they get bad intentions of me because I talk like this. So I need a moment to clear what I just said because West Coast ain't never lied on nothing he said, and you can return these films. So let me get a moment to clear what I said because I don't like when I hear people say West Coast like to hear himself talk. We don't remember what he said. I don't like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So let me clear up what I said. Henny, can you please answer my question real quick?
Of course. So West Coast, what on this team are you sure about?
Dak Prescott. Now you guys can laugh and say whatever you wanted to say.
So what about CD? You ain't sure about CD either?
No. You want to know why?
Hold on, hit the music. Dun, dun, dun. I'll tell you, West Coast.
You guys want to know? But see, you guys, this is the thing. This is the thing that we got to do as content creators. Whenever someone says something explosive, we make jokes about it, which diminishes it. So then the whole everybody in the comments is now on the joke than the actual facts. You know what I'm saying? I wish you guys would let me explain what I feel, then make a joke about it, because now it takes the whole like nobody, they're more concerned about the laughter than the factor of what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason.
Okay, elaborate.
It's gonna be quick too, because I don't want nobody on here thinking I just want to hear what I say. I'm gonna tell you this: the reason why I don't have any assurance in anything optimistic, except for the people that I've seen, is because Dak has a history. I'm putting 6 years, bruh. CeeDee Lamb wasn't CeeDee Lamb into the damn Green Bay game, bruh. We did a whole show sitting right here in this chair where we literally saw CeeDee Lamb and put it on film that he was a totally different receiver when Dak was there. So that's what I'm saying. The only thing that we can really hold our hat on the offense is Dakota Rain Prescott, because he's the only thing that is showed, regardless of the offensive coordinator, regardless of the head coach, regardless of the scheme, he still goes out there and balls. Guess what, bro? We just saw CeeDee Lamb in a scheme with Kellen Moore where guess what? He did not look good. He looked good 8 games into the season. Tony Pollard didn't even get the ball. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we really holding our hats on? If I got to put my mortgage on a player, Dak Prescott, bro. Dak is the difference. I had CD in the damn, in them weeks 1 through 5. I had CeeDee Lamb then.
He did have Cooper Rush playing very conservative, though.
Guess what? Dak also had such and such and such and such. What is you talking about? Like, Dak ain't, like, everybody wants to act like, you know, Cooper Rush was not a good quarterback. But guess what? The receivers Dak was throwing at the beginning weren't playing good either. Y'all said Dennis Houston.
Man.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why when you ask me, who do I have faith in? Who do I have? Bruh, I like CeeDee Lamb, but give me another year, baby.
Okay, time out. So you can't even say you high on nobody?
That's not the same question.
No. That's why when I ask who are you optimistic about, that's being high on a player.
No,
that's what it is. That's projection. That's saying, okay, I feel good about this guy going forward. You don't feel good about anybody. That's what you told me.
No, listen to me. That's not what I said. The word optimistic and feeling high about someone is different. When you have optimism, that means you are leaving yourself open for them to change your opinion of something. That's what the word optimistic, because remember, the word optic is eyes. Optic is your eye. So that you can't be optimistic about something that you have not seen, fellas. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we're using the wrong words, but I can't.
Okay, who you feel good about then?
I feel good. I feel good about anybody who ended their season well, but I am not putting faith. I feel good in it, but I'm not putting faith in it, man. I'm gonna tell you guys why I don't. Because I know in a month, I'm gonna go to training camp every single day. So why do I need to put faith in something when I'm going to physically see it? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm going to tell you guys this. After year on year, year after year, you guys need to treat these players, and this is for everybody out there. You guys need to start making these players earn your love. Like I love CeeDee Lamb did what he did last year, but bro, that's last year. Last year ain't last year, bro. We have seen players. The only person on this team who we have seen has consistently elevated their game every single year is number 4. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. He is the difference. I love CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb's not the difference. I love him.
So you went put no money on no stock. Cause I invest and I feel like I'm looking forward and I'm optimistic.
No, we know you put some money on that. We talk about some of the other guys. Just probably not.
Because you would have looked with that mindset, you would have missed out on Apple. You would have missed out on it. You would have had. Yes, you would have. Because you wouldn't have projected it in the future. You would have said, "What? No, wait a minute." You would have said, "Listen." You would have said, I've never seen Apple do anything. So why would I? That's what you would have said. Apple had to earn my respect. That's what you would have said.
No, that's not true. Because that's not true. Because
I don't see how not.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. Because the difference is football is a production sport. Apple, that is projection, bruh.
You gotta project though, Wes, in football.
No, listen though. But my question is this: did Apple have 4 years of college film? Did Apple was a brand new, never seen, and you got to think like this.
They had some stuff in their basement though, right? You know,
Apple also had they had this thing called a computer nobody had ever heard of. But we know what other wide receivers look like.
I do agree with that.
Apple invented something we had never seen before.
Hey, but you go against that too though. Wes don't go with nothing.
I do go with stuff, but this is what I don't do. It defeats the purpose of me to be optimistic when I know I'm about to spend $150 a day in gas going out here to see what the hell's really going on. I don't do optimism. Optimism for people who don't go to training camp and don't go to draft and don't watch film. You got to be optimistic. You want to know why? Because you can't see. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Everybody be wondering why I was so gangster about run the damn ball. You want to know why? Because I could see it. Everybody was wondering why I was so gangster about stop the damn run, telling y'all if we don't stop the damn run and we don't run the damn ball consistently, we're not going to beat the 49ers. You want to know why? Because I seen it. So that's why I'm saying as content creators, you grow. And as you grow further, I'm going to tell you another person who's just like me. He's just not as anal as me. I'm going to tell you who else, Boss Cowboy. He's the same way. Right? We are the exact same way because the more information that you get, the less faith you need, bro. Faith is the substance of things not seen and things hoped for. What the hell I need to hope for something if I can see it? If you can see God, and think about this, if you can see God every day, there will be no reason for faith. No reason.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Who on this team do I not need faith in? Dak. Dak is the only person.
So it's nobody else on the offense. We screwed.
No.
That sounds great to me.
No, it don't.
What about Zach Martin?
Zach, you know what?
See that?
And that's okay. That's okay. That's his next name. That's okay. Zach has earned that, but you guys see how you see.
I see your train of thought on that. Though.
I see your logic. I can't argue with that.
I said Boss is more respectful. Boss is just from Dallas. That's all it is. Just from Dallas, like bro, you ain't never. I've been cussed out more than anybody from Boss Cowboy. He don't even cuss, but I allow him to talk the way he talk. You know what I'm saying?
No, Boss cut somebody off in that penalty. Boss went crazy on that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Like, like we as content creators choose the side of the person that we allow the world to see.
Yeah. Some of us are, a little worse or better, But I get your train of thought, man. I ain't mad at it, but like I said, I wouldn't have missed out on Apple. You would have. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mickey Boss did. He did.
But hey, Mickey, I'm finna hack you into. I'm finna reshare the video on my page. You know how I can pin stuff. I'm gonna pin you in the video. He got on Ken Folk in the comment ass.
Well, yeah, he did. Hey, but guess what? Listen to me. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I done been watching Mike Fisher, and I didn't heard Mike Fisher go straight smooth off. Want to know why? Because the longer you do this, the less. Like I had this quote from Jay-Z yesterday. He said, "Man, it's not that I don't want to argue with y'all. It's just I get less and less time of arguing with bullshit." You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to me. There's just once you do so much content and so much film, there's just certain stuff that people on a content in your comments just ain't gonna tell you, bro. And it just gets to the point, and these guys will vouch for you, vouch for me. Like there's just certain stuff that like I just do too much content, too much film for you to get on here and say my quarterback sucks. Like you know what I mean? Like there's just I live and breathe this too much, bro. Just
I let them. I make them famous though. That's what they want. I make it famous. I do a whole segment on trolling you, and then maybe you'll think twice before you play with me again.
Hey, but listen to me. Hey, but shout out to all the content creators out there, because I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that I love about Cowboys content is you have options, you have choices, man. Like I don't hail myself to be like everybody else because I know for a fact I don't do everything to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? If I did my content like Boss Cowboy, there would be no West Coast. You know what I'm saying? There'd be no Boys Cowboy. That's the luxury that you have about being a Dallas Cowboy. Is guess what? If you're an Eagles fan, you're watching 4 content creators. You're watching the Joe dude. You're watching the angry white dude that be on the radio in his bathroom. You're watching
Lord Branson or somebody.
Lord, I don't know who that is. I know a guy who bought his page from a porn star though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm just saying.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's him. It's him. The GoFundMe nigga. Oh,
Nike, bro, we got to get out of here. Kenny didn't walk home.
Oh man.
no
money on this. No money on this episode.
Just edit this out. Just edit it out. Edit it out.
Stay tuned to the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, y'all.
I want to say this. I want to apologize. You want to know why? Because sometimes I get too real, and I think it just brings it brings it down, and then Henny just slips everything. So I want to apologize. I gotta be better.
Y'all thought y'all was on the phone for a minute, but
real.
I gotta get on up out of here shortly, though.
I do too. I gotta go back to work. I got people to put out.
Hey, landlord gonna get off the thing and be like, "This is exactly why I don't take my glasses off."
y'all do not want to see my reactions out
here. Hey man, we about to get out of here because these dudes do gotta go back to work, and I do need to jump in somebody's trap or somebody's something, man, to go make some money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man. This content is brought to you by Landlord Sport, HTM Sport, and your boy West Coast Cowboy, man. I enjoy doing this show with y'all, man, and I love the fact that this show always goes left, man. You wanna know why? Because it's freaking June, bro. You want to talk about? Like, I don't wake up every day and want to talk about Cowboy content, to be honest with you. So just wake up and just be able to have a great conversation about something, man. I absolutely love it. And having a way to tie it into football, that's even better, man. That just lets you know how good these guys really are, man. We only about 96 days away from the kickoff, man. So you guys already know what it is. Never